Hey everybody, this is a Toyota Camry V6 2001 3 litre, and we're just going to go through a bit of info on replacing the radiator and a few other things. But before we do, I've got a really important announcement I'll just briefly touch on now, and then I'll give you a bit more information at the end of the video, and that is we have a master diagnostic technician in Victoria that's helping out a lot of the people in the VIP group. He might be able to help even with your other vehicles. If you're a VIP and you've got a Prado and maybe another Toyota, he might even be able to help with that. More info towards the end of the video, so stick around. We're just going to have a look at replacing this radiator here. Well, we've actually just replaced it. All right, how about a bit of a video for everyone? We're rolling. So this looks like a Camry, is it?
Yep.
Beautiful. What year is it?
2001.
2001. So a bit of info here on 2001 Camrys. Maybe we'll include a bit of how to change the radiator info because it's really badly deteriorated, and a little bit of other info for if you've got a bit of a misfire. So you've had a bit of an issue with some misfiring lately, yeah?
Yep.
What happened with this bolt here on the coil? Did someone strip the thread and have to put a long one in there or something? Or?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. I know there's a bit of a story behind this engine, isn't there, and who's worked on it? We won't include it in this video because I think everybody hasn't got an hour or something, so we'll just keep it to what we've got, you know. So it's good to save things and not, you know, throw them away like people do. So good old Toyota. But so new coil packs and new leads, yeah?
Yep, and plugs.
And plugs as well. Beautiful. So it's running beautiful now?
Yeah, beautiful.
So what was it doing before?
Had an intermittent misfire at idle.
At idle, yeah. What about under load? You couldn't feel it under load?
No, under
So
load.
just at idle, bit of a boop, 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 boop every now and then?
Yeah, and felt a little bit underpowered, but
Yeah,
very
okay.
minor.
So they were probably all maybe deteriorated. So what happens, people? The coils, the electronics, the leads, everything, it deteriorates over time and use, heat, and all that sort of thing. So eventually you do need to replace these things. The later vehicles obviously haven't got the ignition leads. They've got coil per cylinder, which is better again because it, you know, bypasses the leads. But so that's all good. There's a little bit of info, a bit of background for people now. So how did you come across noticing the radiator, or should I say taking so long to notice the radiator, because it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Well,
you know, so you're working on doing all these leads, and
so the bloke who worked on it before just put water back in it and not
oh
coolant.
yeah, nice.
So when I put the red coolant in it,
That's when you saw it, yes. Because it's got like lubricants in it for the water pump, and that's what I said, since the pink coolant, I reckon I've seen more leaks at water pumps and stuff like that. So it's good stuff is in protecting everything. But so when it had water in it, you didn't really see any of this. So this was like putting dye in aircon, and there's the leak kind of thing, right? And that looks pretty bad, doesn't it? So we've just picked up a radiator from Repco. What was it called? A Rad what? What number was it? Rad what?
482. I think.
482, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. And what was the retail then? About
340.
340 or something? I thought it was even 380. But anyway, what do we pick it up for in the end?
220.
220, that's it. So you just got to ask nicely. So there's your information. Don't tell Repco I said in the video, because then they'll, you know, they won't be able to tell you these things because they won't get the better prices. I'm sure some people can get it cheaper than that. Automotive parts have got a decent markup on them, so just ask nicely. Try your RACV card. Sometimes you get 20% off, stuff like that. Something to think of, and just, you know, cry poor. Say, look, you know, I've only got an old 20-year-old Camry. It's all I can afford, you know. Can you help me out? I haven't got that much. And you might find someone that's nice, and if you don't, just go to a different store and try them, or try Burson's, ring around. Cool Drive, you never know. I reckon they're pretty heartless. But all right, so to change the radiator, we better help them out, because if somebody's got an old Camry, I'll have to call this video the old Camry radiator replacement plus other info or something.
Australian made Camry.
Australian made, yeah, exactly. Not last of the Australian made, but that's good. Australian made car, how good's that? Australian made Toyota.
These are a ripper car. Really
They are. The Camrys are always, even from the start, that original shape that didn't look so good. My grandfather, he brought one of those, you know, he's a mechanic, and mate, he goes, mate, this car's unbelievable. Yeah. But even with that low tech they were, he was a bit nervous. That's how old school mechanic. He was a bit nervous about, well, electronic ignition. He said, I was apprentice, right? I said, mate, relax. I don't even think I was an apprentice then. I said, it's all easier now. It's not harder, it's easier. So I don't know if he did some service work on it in the end or not, but they just got better and better. You know, the wide body Camry, I actually had one of those myself. So back in the day, one of my girlfriends, she had one. And I thought, this thing's awesome, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, long story short, I had one for a while, but 120,000 Ks, I think it was, in about a year or two. But anyway, all right, so what, can you just give us a rundown? Because, okay, so you've unplugged the thermo fans.
Yeah, unplugged
so
them.
far, dropped the coolant, obviously, caught that in the drone tray.
That's his
The
two
top
brackets.
radiator supports, top hose off.
Yeah. So bottom hose is off now.
Bottom hose is off. Where's that? Down here over this side. So you access from underneath. Yep. That's all right.
And now I've got the transcooler lines.
Yep, of course.
So I think I'll need to plug them, otherwise I'll drop too much fluid, won't I?
Well, probably not a lot, but because you're not going to save it anyway. So no, not really. It's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to flow anywhere. No, you're just going to lose what comes out when you take them off. Yeah. Where's the dipstick for that?
I think it's that one. Yeah, that's the engine. That's it.
That's it there. So when we're done, we'll check it out, and on the dipstick, it'll tell you what oil it takes, whatever. It's probably a bit old school, and probably I'm going to take a guess it's Textron 3 as standard sort of stuff. But then I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Have you got some?
I might have some at home.
Yeah, I think I've got some. Yeah, but it won't be much. I'm sure it'll be fine. But check the level when it's hot. You know, follow procedure. You know how it goes. But so it looks like it's pretty easy change out. So once you get this out, then it'll be unbolt the thermo fans from the radiator. Your radiator's got all the mounting points, hopefully. Yeah. So yeah, we'll chuck a bit more info in the video as it happens. Right, so off the old radiator, you can see where the fan's sat. Straight off there and onto this one, huh? Beautiful. So they just sit in at the bottom. Oh no, one side does, but the other side's got an actual bolt. That's interesting how one side it just sits in, and the other side they've got an actual bolt, like the top. Interesting. So swap over the fans. So the auto line slipped off nice and easy. Not too much oil came out. It's going to be a bit in that tank, so it's going to need a little top up, you know. But yeah, just check the dipstick, will probably tell you which oil. At least it's not made in the C word. Right, don't care where it's made. I'm not, you know, I just don't like the big bosses, you know, telling everyone how it's done. So there we go, beautiful.
Ready to go back in.
Just about. So what do you reckon? This is going to be under an hour? About an hour, say? Yeah. Oh, a bit longer with bleeding the cooling system and that, but about an hour. And how many times have you done this before?
Never.
Mate, maybe you're suited to the automotive industry. You know what I mean? Maybe you're a natural. You've got a mechanical aptitude. Yeah.
So there is a sensor line here. Actually, we have to pull that sensor out and put it in there.
Yep.
But I found when I pulled it out, I disconnected this cable off a clip here somewhere.
Yep.
And then brought it up facing this way and got the rest of it out and unclipped the sensor, and before I could take the radiator away.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's a bit hard to do from underneath.
So you have to find where the bracket or the clip is on that one as well, do you?
Yeah.
Because the clip, there should be a clip if it's not on this wire, is that right? Is that what you're saying? You unclipped it?
It's here.
Or did it pull? Oh yeah, that one there. Okay, you open up, beautiful.
I couldn't get to it, so I just undid the zippy tie.
Yeah, that's it.
Like you've taught me.
That's it. There's a couple of different ways to do things. Sometimes getting in behind, but yeah, definitely no can do on that one. So just open up the bloody thing. Yeah. Or you can just rip it off. That's what everyone does. They just rip it off.
And that one just goes in there. This one goes back in there.
Yeah, you should have all the original marks. It's the same fans, the same wire. Everything will go bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, see the rubber mount, you've only got one. The other one's probably down in the car, still down the bottom.
Yeah.
And that could be a good place to have them as well, whether on the radiator or down there. If it's down there, it can't fall off. So maybe, there it is. See, maybe just put that one there and yeah, that's it. So slow it up a bit. Unplug your wire again. Yeah. We're going to have a clean up. It's just turned into a bit of a BFE job clean up. Electrical tape, that doesn't look good.
Where's it? I was just covering the auto trans lines up when we
taped up the trans lines, gave it a good wash down, beautiful. You took the tape off properly, didn't you? Yep. Last thing you want is to leave the tape on there. That's why you don't use clear tape, invisible tape, in case you got eyesight problems. Yeah. And you know, you block the line. That wouldn't be good, would it? Anyway, it wasn't that funny, but anyway, at least I tried. Top bracket's on. Does it fit nice and tight? Is it a nice squeeze?
Well,
yeah, it's pretty good.
It's like how the old one was. The old one did a bit of that.
Looks pretty good. So the Repco job does the job.
Replaced those rubbers not that long ago as well.
Oh yeah, cool. So we gave away their trade price, or a price that they can do if somebody needs one of these, the sort of markup involved, at least 30-40% off, really, wasn't it, you know? But the good news is we give them a plug as well and said, look, their radiator looks all right, so, you know, so they should be pretty happy about that overall. Don't forget to take the cap off. I'll just put this, you know, not for you, but see the black cap, they could easily, so if I design radiators made wherever, that would be a yellow cap, see what I mean? Because you could easily just not see that. I mean, someone will do that, do you know what I mean? We won't, most people won't, but someone might not see that cap. Or down the bottom, like, you know, there's the bottom one on, you can't see, and you just grab the hose and you slip it on, forgetting there's a cap, yeah, because you can't see it. But anyway, don't forget the caps, plug in the fans, Bob's your uncle, fill it up with coolant, all right? Look at this, you've got the filler point here to bleed it, you've got the overflow tank there. Happy days, I reckon that's about it. What else do they need to know? So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you learned something. You can like and subscribe, turn the bell on if you want. And lastly, I just want to finish off by giving a little bit more information about John F. You'll find him in our VIP group. He's been loves helping people out, top bloke. He's got a lot of experience, he's been around a while. He is retired, so it's just a hobby for him, but sometimes hobbies cost money, like, you know, he's driving around, spending fuel. We all know how much fuel is. He's got to run the Prado, he's got a Prado, so it costs money to run. Like I said, put the kettle on. He'd love a cup of tea and a biscuit, so make sure you're stocked up on those if he's going to come out and help you out. And please make sure you've got some folding for him. That would be ideal. I'll give you a bit of an indication of the sorts of a rough idea. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if he's coming out somewhere in the local area, let's say within about 20 Ks, and he's going to spend about 20 minutes, I reckon about 70 bucks isn't much money, really. So if you could hand him the folding, he'd be able to do your injector compensation codes, your pilot learn. If you've got a problem, you'll spend a little bit of time and try and figure it out. But look, don't take advantage of him, please. If it takes longer than about 20 minutes, let's say anything from over 20 minutes up to an hour, let's make that 120, so an extra 50 to it, so 120. So that should cover all his travel costs running that Prado at however many dollars a kilometre the case may be. And if it takes longer, that, look, you know, I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of about an extra 80 bucks an hour. So that would mean you got the first 2 hours for $200. To get someone to come out to you and spend 2 hours, and that's if he's got the time. This is not available for everybody because there's only one of me, there's only one of him. That's why we've kept it pretty quiet, but he's doing a lot for people, including he's actually doing training courses at the moment, which also cost money. Like I said, it's a hobby, but we need to get some income, if you want to call it that. Not really, it's just a, what is it, a donation? What is it? It's a tip, whatever you want to give him to contribute to help support what he's doing, because it's really awesome. And if you have had the experience of him helping you, it'd be good if you put in the comments to say, yep, you know, he helped me out, let us know what he helped you do. And then you can message him and ask him his BSB and account number, and just slip something small in there as a token of your appreciation. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. We're just going to try and keep it to the VIP group, because we've already, not everybody joins the VIP group, probably not even half the people. We've already got about 1,300 members or so, I think, in the Fourby4Diesel VIPs. I'll also post this video and more information updates about it on maybe on Fourby4Diesel a little bit, so people know about it. But most of the information, like always, is going to be on Fourby4Diesel VIPs. Unfortunately, we sort of can't help everybody, but we'll do as much as we can to help everyone. But we do have to manage everybody's time, because like I said, there's only one of us, and there's plenty of people out there we're trying to help. So just a bit more info for you. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Like I said, hit the like button, subscribe if you don't want to miss the next announcement, information about that and everything else. Catch you on the next video. See ya.